Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome to another Swish stream with Steven. I am Steven, my team is Swish Gaming. If you enjoy the content that you see today, give us a follow on YouTube at Swish Gaming, Twitter The Swish Gaming, Facebook Swish Gaming, and Twitch The Swish Gaming. Alright, well, Happy New Year to everybody. Hopefully you had a wonderful holiday season. But now it is time to get back to work and start doing doing all those lovely things. I am going to continue playing some Hammer today, which is what we left off with a few days ago on New Year's Eve. We actually had a really good run with something very similar to this exact 75. I think I've changed 2 cards since that time, but there are going to be some pretty significant changes. So let's talk about them a little bit. When we were playing our league, we noticed that the cranial plating and the nettle cyst from the initial blue-white list were kind of medium. And I was thinking about what good cards I could play instead of nettle cyst. I didn't really want to play another. At the time, we were playing 2 Steel Shaper's Gifts. I'm back down to 1. I didn't really love being on 2 for sure. 1's okay, but I think 2 was a little excessive. I certainly didn't want to go up to 3 copies of that. I didn't really want to play more copies of any of the stuff that was already in the deck. I've added 1 core outfitter just to kind of see how I like it. Very common card right now, and it's nice to just have another equipper. But after thinking for a long time about it, I was like, you know what? It might be worth it to just try a single copy of Lurrus in the main deck. There are a few really cool things that this is going to let us do. I think Lurrus is actually just a pretty okay card in the main deck anyway. Your opponent really wants to kill a lot of these early game threats, and we're also a Berenton Forge Tender deck, and there are a lot of red cards in this format that we're going to want to sack Berenton Forge Tender to prevent their damage. For example, Fury. If we do that, it's really good to just randomly have a Lurrus in our deck that we can play and replay Berenton Forge Tender. Obviously, Lurrus can replay all sorts of other good stuff, like Stoneforge Mystic, Pure Steel Paladin. I don't know if I consider replaying Ornithopter necessarily good, but it's a play that we can make. But regardless, the Lurrus in the main deck will just be kind of cool, and I think it's going to catch some people off guard big time too. Nobody's really going to expect me to just have this in the main deck. But where we're really going to get people is post-board games. And the reason we're going to get people is the only 2 cards in our 75 that don't allow Lurrus to be the companion are the Sword of Fire and Ice and the Kaldra Complete. If you were watching the stream a few days ago, you'll notice that we cut Kaldra a fair amount of the time. For example, against Burn, I think this strategy is a little too slow. We want to bring in all our pro-red creatures. And, you know, we still had Sword of Fire and Ice, which is, like, acceptable against Burn. But this card is not amazing against Burn. And the reason it's not amazing against Burn is it's pretty slow to get it going. And then it doesn't gain any life. Against Burn, you really want to gain life or have things that can gain you life. Very important, which is why Shadow Spear is so good against Burn. So against Burn, I would really like the option, especially with a 4th Berenton Forge Tender in the sideboard, I would really like the option to just have a companion against a deck like Burn. And Lurrus is exactly the kind of card you want against Burn, because not only does it have lifelink, but it's going to be able to replay really important cards, such as Shadow Spear. If Shadow Spear gets nuked by a Smash to Smithereens or a Wear Tear, we're really going to want Lurrus to be able to replay that. Let's say they're trying to use burn spells, like Searing Blaze, Boros Charm, things of that nature. I might want to sack a Forge Tender to prevent that damage, and then be able to play Lurrus and replay the Forge Tender. So I think Lurrus is going to be a really sweet potential sideboard companion for us. We can switch to a companion in post-board games. So I talked about how in game 1s we're going to get a lot of advantage. The last time we played this deck, I talked about how we're going to get a lot of advantage from just hiding the fact that we're Hammer in game 1. The fact that we're not going to reveal Lurrus is going to kind of throw people off. Now we get to kind of have the best of both worlds, where game 1, we get to conceal a ton of information, and then games 2 and 3, we can just be the normal Lurrus Hammer deck again if we want to be. And there will be some other matchups where I think the Lurrus is going to be a really good companion too. For example, in the Mirror, I don't think Sword of Fire and Ice really does anything. Kaldra Complete is fine, but it's not it's not great. Typically, you're just on the hammer plane in the mirror. So we get to board these 2 cards out. We get to board the Pro Red stuff out. And then we get to put Lurrus as our companion and get to replay stuff like Thieving Skydiver or what have you in post-board games. We get to replay Enrique Gusari, Manrique Gusari, if our opponent has ways to blow it up, which we ran into last week in one of our games. They had the seal or whatever and blew up our Manrique. We had no way to get it back. Now, if we have Lurrus as our companion, we can get it back. And I really think with Lurrus as the companion, we're going to be a little favored in the mirror because of cards like Thieving Skydiver. Skydiver is going to be very, very good in post-board games, which is why we have 3. So we'll kind of see what happens. That's mostly the talking point of what we're doing today. We're going to try Lurrus in the main deck. We're going to be able to make it our companion in post-board games. It should be pretty interesting. The one of core outfitters, whatever. I just kind of want to see how it plays. It gets a little better when we have Lurrus again, too. So that's kind of cool. And one thing to note with this as well is you can re-equip Kaldra completes, which could be cool. I mean, typically that's not going to be hugely relevant, but people can prismatic ending or Teferi bounce germ tokens. So it may be good to just have the core outfitter. But here we go. We're going to give this a try. So let's hop on in a Modern League. Quick check and make sure this is the right version. Yes, it is. Okie doke. Play league match. Off we go. Oh, nice. Quick fire. Gotta love it. Just immediate entry into the game. Big fan of that. We'll have to see if our opponent has a companion here. I guess technically we could be playing some sort of mirror match. Pretty unlikely. All right, well, we've got the Equipper, we've got the Hammer Finder, we've got the Lurrus at our opener, we've got Berent and Forge Tender. I mean, this hand's very, very good. We're going to keep this absolutely. Love this hand. I guess in theory it's a little slow on the draw, but still pretty reasonable hand. Opponent does not have a companion. All right, Verdant Catacombs. Could be a few things. We'll see what they get off this fetch. Kind of thinking Infect at the moment. Green, yeah, I feel like... Okay, so it's probably Yawgmoth. Yawgmoth, huh? Okay. I think I want to fetch to thin here. We don't really want to draw a 4th land. It's completely unnecessary. And our life total is going to be pretty irrelevant. If they combo off, and we die. So let's go ahead, thin the deck, try and make it more likely that we draw more copies of Hammer. And honestly is not very good for Yawg. Do I just want to play a creature that can attack? I can always aid later. I don't really need to aid now. There's no reason. So I'm just going to play the Forge Tender, I guess. Let's just get a thing that can pressure if it needs to. Yep. 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 Seems good. Also seems good. I actually think I might block here. I don't really need the Forge Tender at all. And getting this undead could be relevant. For example, if they have either... I mean, I guess if they have Yawgmoth, they're going to do the thing anyway. But if they have, like, the sack a creature, go get a creature, Eldritch Evolution. If they have Eldritch Evolution, I'd rather this just be dead permanently. So I am going to block. Ornithopter, huh? Okay. How do I want to play this? Sword, get hammer is okay, I guess. Yeah, it's sword, get hammer. Then if we get another hammer, we just kill him with, well, he can leave bird back to block, I suppose. So, we'll see what we can do. Hammer. Ornithopter. This game may just kind of end up being a case of our opponent was on the play and we weren't, unfortunately. They can't quite, I mean, I don't think they can kill us here, but they can definitely get a Yogg into play, which is essentially killing us. Yep. Sure. I'm happy the Geist is undead. Attacks for 3. You got it. Esper Sentinel. That really doesn't do anything. Really doesn't do anything. I'm pretty tempted to just go Pure Steel Paladin, play this, draw a card. Attacking with this is just pretty useless. I mean, I guess... We're going to play this land, that's for darn sure. Dave Ballmer, thanks for liking the stream, man. Appreciate you. Oh, let's see. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I just want to draw cards here and get more relevance into play. I could play the aid, attack with this, they'll block. I could then hammer, then they would sack, put a neg counter on the Strangleroot Geist. It does cut them off of mana, I suppose, which could be relevant. And then I guess I could play this. And then I do just have a beater that kind of has them in the Abyss, I suppose, but they have an Undire, so it's not really relevant. I think I need more cards. I think that's the best way to win here. Is to play this, play hammer, draw a card. Highly doubt my opponent will sack both of their creatures to kill my Pure Steel, but you never know. Oh, they just have a Dismember in there? Oh. I didn't. Okay, we're good. That is fine. Sure. Okay. Okay, so they are going to kill the Pure Steel. Now they just can pretty much combo kill me from here, so that's awkward, to say the least. Yep. Yep, pretty strong from our opponent. Pretty strong. All these pro-red creatures are going to have to go in the next game, although I really don't have like that many good cards for this matchup as it is. Pithing Needle will be big at least. So I guess maybe I was just supposed to play the Aid. I don't know. I think no matter what, I was in really bad shape there, especially with the Cord. Can't really play around that. Our opponent just kind of had perfects this game, like turn 1 Dork, turn 2 Dork, turn 3 double tutor. Like, what can I do? And 1 the die roll. Not ideal for me. They hit the drainer. They did. All right, I'm not gonna make them go through this. Okay, Pithing Needle, please. Spell Pierce I actually don't hate because we can counter all the tutor effects, so I think I'm going to bring all of those in, honestly. Do I like skill to protect stuff? Probably not. Let's get rid of these pro-red idiots. Pro-red. Pro-red. Goodbye to all that. Maybe I do like these just to have some. I mean, I've got some bad cards. I think like getting a grist, like blowing out a grist with skill could be reasonable. Thieving Skydiver is just a flyer, so it could have some amount of text. Is there anything else I don't like? Sword of Fire and Ice is actually okay because I can throw it on an Ornithopter or whatever and just start killing mana idiots. It's not amazing, but I do think it's better than randomly putting Skydiver in my deck or randomly putting one of the pro-red guys. I think this is all we want. I think I like skill more than Skydiver or any of the other stuff or another. Yeah, I think we're gonna do this, though. I'm still fine with Lurrus in the main deck. I think I like Kaldra here. I like having the option, at least. Pretty sure. There's a world where we just make Lurrus our companion. If we do that, what would the deck look like? So we'd put skill back in the deck. We have to cut this and this. But maybe just being on the hammer plan is better. Is Kaldra good enough in this matchup? It's pretty good. Like, it may be worth. It's definitely a good option to have. I think we're going to do this and see how it goes. I would like to play first. What do we think of this? I think it is medium at best. I think we have to mulligan this hand. This hand looks pretty weak to me. Paladin's cool, but we're not really going to get there in time, I'm pretty sure. I think we got to be faster than this. All right, I have a Pithing Needle, and we have Pure Steel Stoneforge. Definitely keeping this. I'm just going to get rid of a land here, I believe. I think. Probably just a land. I guess there's... Yeah, I think it just has to be a land. Doesn't really matter which one. Let's get rid of that. Not going to Pithing Needle yet, as I don't really know what I want to name. I do think I will play this, however. Young Wolf. Okay. Urza Saga, very, very good draw there. Let's play this. Almost perfect, to be honest. Almost perfect. Play this. Get a hammer. Okay, opponent doing nothing there is pretty nice. So even if they have a cord, they can only cord for 0 right now, right? Which I guess they can get a Dryad, but that's fine. All right, Ornithopter was like another absolutely perfect draw. I could not be drawing any better than I am right now, which is pretty sick. But I think I just go for it, right? Just play the Paladin, play the Hammer, draw a card, play another Ornithopter. Can move the equipment onto either creature. It'll go onto the Ornithopter so I can attack with both and get a damage, I think. Seems correct to me. Hopefully they don't have like a Fatal Push or something. That'd be pretty annoying, but... Okay. I feel like they definitely have a cord here. Let's go get the old Dryad Arbor. Force of Vigor. Alright, what did they have to discard? Oh, another Force, I see. Okay, well. Annoying, but certainly not the end of the world. Oh, that's actually going to be really good, too. Combat, may as well punch, I think. Did I play the other Ornithopter? I probably do. I don't think there's a real reason to hold it, so let's get it out there. Well, Kaldra is going to look pretty darn good. Put it in, draw a card, can move it wherever I want. Will be nice. Happy my opponent didn't have Grist here. That would have been pretty annoying. Hopefully we can hit a land so we can also play the Needle. Another Stoneforge. It's not really it. I think I just need to get pressure. Let's get the Kaldra in. It also draws a card, which is quite good. Always yield, always yes. Always yield. Love a land here. So I can needle it up. Thank you. Guess I don't really need to do it yet, though. Let's go to combat. Send German Paladin. Then we'll play a Needle and we're going to name Yawgmoth. I'm going to just shut that off. Not interested in Yawgmoth in this one, that is for sure. is opponent thinking about here? Do they have like another... Do they have third copy of Force and another green card? That'd be pretty nuts. I don't even think it's very good here. All it does is kills Ornithopters, right? It does essentially nothing. It'll be good once I play the Needle, but... Kaldra doing some work. You're not wrong. You are not wrong. Absolutely doing some work. As I kind of thought it would in this matchup. Okay. Please do not have another Force or way to blow up this Needle. Pithing Needle. It's Thran Physician, right? I don't even know. I mean, I know it's not the other stuff, right? So it's got to be this. I'm just real quick going to do a check. Just making sure that that is the correct name. It is indeed. Okay, wonderful. And back to where we need to be. Fair enough, DBZ player. I just had to make sure, man. I'm not trying to lose to some ridiculousness of naming the wrong card. What? Back here. Okay. Go. Go, 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 go. Wow. Pretty annoying, to say the least, but thank God for Kaldra. That's all I can really say. Okay. I already have Trample, so I'm actually yeah, I'm just going to get Sword of Fire and Ice so I can equip and start killing things. Do I just hide the land so my opponent doesn't know I can do this? Playing the land is almost irrelevant, right? Even if I draw Inkmoth or Urza's Saga, I would just play them. Good morning, Logan. How's it going, dude? I think I'm not going to play this land. I think I'd rather hide that I do that. I am fairly certain there is no punish at all for holding it, so... Am I going to Modern tonight? Yes, I am. Tyler, thanks for liking the stream, dude. Appreciate you. I guess the one downside to not playing that land is if they can kill my Stoneforge. So maybe it was still right to play it. I guess that's the downside, huh? Is if they can kill my Stoneforge and I top deck another land, I would have wanted to have 2 lands there. So I should have actually played it. Thinking more about it. But fortunately, not punished. All right. We got game 2. Can we get the game 3? Certainly like the Spell Pierces. Kind of wish we had a 4th one, to be honest. I guess this is a matchup where we made the switch from Mana Leak to Spell Pierce last week, and I think Mana Leak would be much better than Spell Pierce in this specific matchup because it catches all the creatures, too. It also catches Grist, which is a creature on the stack. So Mana Leak would probably be superior to Spell Pierce in this matchup. Spell Pierce is still going to be good, but Mana Leak would have been nice. I think I want one more of these after seeing that ritual nonsense. Probably should have had 2 anyway. I think this card's really good against Force. In fact, I don't think it's really good against Force. I know it's really good against Force. Turns out when you can't blow up the Saga or blow up the Pithing Needle, it's a pretty big game. Might just cut the Outfitter here. It's either Outfitter or Sword of Fire and Ice, but I do think this card is actually legit here. I think throwing a sword on an Ornithopter or whatever could be a big deal, and we just saw how good Kaldra can be, and throwing a sword on Kaldra is like real game 2. Makes it an even quicker clock, almost just a 2-turner. Are we main decking a Lurrus? We are. We are indeed main decking a Lurrus, so in matchups where I don't like this package, I can make Lurrus my companion. And also, I just think Lurrus as a companion against like Burn and the Mirror is still super good, so I want to like board these out against those decks and then become a Lurrus deck. So we still get that benefit of the game 1, like hiding what deck we are, while also still being a Lurrus deck in post-war games. Was an idea I came up with last week that I think is pretty reasonable. Okay, alright. This hand is pretty good, I guess. I think I'm going to keep it. I'm just going to hope it works. Obviously, I could just get got with this hand. Like if they, have a really quick mana draw, Force of Vigor will be annoying. But I think we definitely keep this. Why do I have 61 cards? I did not realize I had 61. I have no idea what's up with that. That is not intentional. So I must have forgotten to just cut a card when I was making this morning. Yikes. I guess we're going with the 61 card special. Hand looks pretty good for a 61 card special though. Alright, well that was pretty good. So I'm going to go... Oh, I can't. I mean, I guess I actually can just turn 2 my opponent potentially. I mean, they could block with Bird, but if I go turn 1 Ink Moth, Springleaf, Ornithopter, play Aid, then next turn I can fire up Ink Moth, attack, and if they don't block, just throw the hammer on it. I think I'm going to go for the turn 2 kill here. Drum. Don't have Force, please. Okay, I feel like opponent is either bluffing or they have it. They could just be bluffing, though. There's a very real chance that they're just bluffing it. They mulled to 5, so... Whatever, I'm going for it. I mean, we just have a turn 2 kill, potentially, so... We're not gonna not go for that. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it too, I definitely did screw this up and make it a 61 carder. All right, another bird. That's just going to be a chump block duty, I'd imagine. It's awkward for my opponent because chump blocking with birds is not how you win with this deck at all. You need your mana. Very important component of the Yawgmoth deck, it turns out. Fire this up. Well, now they can't force me, so it's either chump block or lose game. Combat, attack with just Inkmoth. They chump, and then I play Esper Sentinel. Yep. Sure thing, boss. I'm going to hold the other Ornithopter in my hand in case they have that thing that blows up the whole board. I'm going to play this, though, because I draw a card if they have that. They have to have a mana source with it, so... There we go. And they would kill their own bird, which is okay for me. Honestly, if they can tutor up Yawgmoth here, we're still in some amount of trouble. Like sacking the Strangleroot to get Yawgmoth here is a very dangerous play for me. Because I can't really do the kill you anymore with my X1s. Okay, another Strangleroot I don't care about at all. That's fine. That is fine. Well, we'll just have to see if we can get a nice little 5-0 with a 61 card version of Hammer. It was certainly not intended, but I don't really think it's going to hurt us that badly. Lose a little bit of percentage. It's certainly incorrect and really stupid that I didn't check the list better, but whatever. We'll be okay. Better against Mill. That's right. Better against Mill. Ran the numbers. Yeah, I'll take 4, please. Now I can send my Ornithopter and my Ink Moth. Alright, that's a cool draw. Always yield to this, please. Fire this up with a Saga. Excuse me. There's really no reason to attack with this, because... Yeah, there's just, like, no reason at all. Because I'm probably just going to play the Pure Steel if they block. Let's do this. Boom. Because I would not equip here anyway. Oh, no blocks? Sure. Hammer it up. Hammertime. Do they have Fatal Push? That is the question. Isn't it? I would indeed like to use that ability. Alright. Good stuff. 1-0 with 61 card whoopsie hammer here. Just, probably just should have... I forgot that I just wanted to cut Steel Shaper's gift today. Initially, I wasn't going to add the Outfitter at all. And then Bogamus and I were kind of talking about this specific build of the deck, and he wanted to see Outfitter. So I was like, yeah, Outfitter sounds cool, and then I just forgot to cut either the Steel Shapers or the one of the Pro Red creatures. But I've really liked the Pro Red creatures. I don't really want to go down any copies of those. He was pretty for it. I'm not necessarily for that, but either way, 1-0. Little awkward build here, but hopefully we'll be okay. At the end of the day, not a massively huge deal. It loses us some amount of percentage, but not a substantial amount. They're playing Lurrus as well. Other than Esper Sentinel, this hand looks absolutely awful. I mean, we've got Pure Steel too. It's not like that bad. 2 Ornithopters, though, is really awkward. If they're playing if we're playing the Mirror, my hand like does nothing. Or if we're playing in Shadow, it's like okay because of Esper Sentinel, but I still think we need to mulligan this. Well, this hand is also quite poor. Quite poor. I'm going to mull this as well. Well, We're going to keep this. I'm going to get rid of this. I can refind it if I like it. And I'm actually going to get rid of the hammer here. This card could have good text. In fact, it's certainly a way that we can recover from a... Like, this could still technically just be a burn deck or prowess or whatever, so... If it is, this card's going to be absolute fire. Okay, it looks like it's Shadow, which makes sense. Shadow is debatably the best deck at the moment. I think it's very close to it if it isn't the best. Ragavan. Well, happy we kept this. Always yield. Boom, boom, boom. Here come the creatures. White mana. The old Berettan Forge Tender. Alright, really need to draw a land next turn. If we draw a land, though, we're in some business. This is going to be some business. Sure, you've got a Darcy. Another Bauble. Do they have more mana? Goodbye to Unholy Heat. Okay. Also, this still could just be black-red. Okay, never mind. I mean, technically it still could be, but it isn't. Okay. All right. Sure. It's honestly, I mean, it could be good at some point of this game. I'm not actually that sad by that draw. Yeah, that happens. Matt Ayers, thanks for liking the stream, dude. All right, let's play this. Okay. Which equipment do we want to get? Sword of Fire and Ice is kind of interesting to me. Sword of Fire and Ice is actually very interesting to me. We can, like, so's Kaldra, honestly. Reminds me of in Chicago when I was digging for lands. Yeah, and I ripped the Lurrus. Ripping the Lurrus is fine. I don't care about drawing the Lurrus. It's just the fact that we're playing 61 makes me laugh. And honestly, every time we draw this is going to be kind of funny because it's a one-up, first of all, and we're playing 61 cards, so it's even less likely than normal that we draw this. It's just weird that we keep seeing it every game. It's kind of funny. All right, but anyway, taking Kaldra is pretty interesting because it forces them to have to kill this. Honestly, Sword kind of forces them to have to kill this, though, too. Because this card's going to be a huge issue if I can throw, like, a sword on, say, Ornithopter and then just attack and kill Darcy or whatever. It's probably the best line. I think this has the most potential. Yeah, you're right, I was. Yeah, that's true, too. That's true, too, Matt. Alright, well. Off we go. This is honestly just going to get another Springleaf Drum. I think. Very likely that is what this is going to get. Shadow Spear's not doing enough. We need more mana. Unholy Heat. Sure. Targeting the Stoneforge, I would imagine. Artifact instant land. Sure. No lands, hammer. That's right, dude. Manaless hammer. I think this just has to resolve. Getting the sword in is not that important to me. Not so important that I'm willing to give up this. The pro-red creature is just so important with the drum, too, in addition to holding the Ragavan back. Ha! more sagas. Alright, float a mana. Go get a drum. Oogie. So awkward, man. Actually, no, it's not that awkward, is it? Because now I can just tap this. Because of the floating mana, it's pretty good. I think I just play the sword here and prepare to equip in the future. Lurrus is interesting as well, but I can't immediately play something. Could play Pure Steel, but Pure Steel can get countered by Drown, which I don't like. So I really like this. This can't get drowned, so my opponent's just not going to be able to answer this here. So let's do this. In theory, I can start making constructs too off of Saga, which I don't know if that's right because they're a dress down deck, so I just get so embarrassed if that's the line I go with. But we'll see what happens. I suppose if they have Drown, they can still just kill my Breton Forge Tender, which is pretty annoying. They could also end step dress down and then kill my Breton with anything. Okay, shock, do nothing. Well, that means they have Shadow in their hand. Has to mean that, I would imagine. Expressive iteration, sure thing. You're iterating expressively. Drown in lock. So they'll drown my Breton, I assume, which is then fine because I can sack and prevent the damage that Ragavan would do here to not allow them to get a trigger or a treasure. No treasure for you, please. Do not want. Alright, well, I really need to peel a land. Any land will do. But we need a land here so I can equip this sword. Equipping sword will make this game very interesting. Okay, game is interesting. Now I'm just going to equip, attack, kill Ragavan, draw a card. Now they can't kill the Thopter unless they have a Kalagon's command. Let's hit you. Kill that monkey, please. Draw a card. Kill that. Okay, that's a solid draw. We take those. Dashing monkey. Okay. Don't care. Do not care. If that's what they're doing with their turn, I'm not too afraid of it. Okay. Draw. Float a mana. That's pretty good. It's not actually, it's not amazing, but I'm just going to throw a Shadow Spear on this. That's how we're going to play this turn. don't even need to do the hammer thing. There's like no way my opponent couldn't interact with these cards, so I'm just not even interested in trying them right now. Let's do this. Equip. The cool thing is I'm safe from dress down right now too because of the equipments. We'll just maintain the abilities. Attack you. Put you to 2. Okay. I may as well cast this. There's no real reason not to. I don't care if they interact with this at all. I, in fact, would prefer that they interact with this. Opponent is a psycho. There is no way that was... I guess it does give them a surveil. That's literally the best thing it does is surveils. Sword of Fire and Ice. Quite good, turns out. Seems to be the absolute best reason to play this Stoneforge package. But honestly, we just beat our last opponent with Kaldra too. So these two equipments are the real deal. They really are. When I initially started playing the deck, I was not convinced that this was worth it. But this is definitely worth it. Playing the no companion version of this deck, I think, is super worth it. Oh, that's a yikes. That's a yikes. I think I have to pitch this because I want mana. They're about to kill my Ornithopter. Yeah. Keeping... Yeah, let's get rid of this. That's fine. Because I can go Lurrus, replay Forge Tender. Which seems pretty good. Oh, do they just not have a removal? They must have a removal spell, right? Well, that ain't too bad. Huh. Well, I know one of their cards is Ragavan. I'm going to attack and see what they do. I think that's a good start. Alright. I hear you. I hear you. Let's do this. Get this. Play this. They have a Drown. They do. They do indeed have a Drown. Frustrating. Frustrating. Okay, that's a good sign. Please just don't hit exactly Ornithopter here. Are you... Dude, how many times are people going to hit my Ornithopter off of the fricking Ragavan, dude? That is... God, that's unbelievable. Give me a way to equip, please. Holy smokes, dude. What a joke. What an actual joke. Can't play Arena anymore. Alchemy ruined it. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I haven't played a ton of Alchemy recently, so I wouldn't know a whole ton about that. Technically, I'm not dead, so I guess I just pass turn here. What an absolute tilt, man. Opponent top decks the K command, the one of. Draws trip, Drown in the lock. Triple Drown in the lock, top deck the single copy of K command. Really skilled stuff from our opponent. I'm not going to block. If they have a bolt or whatever, I die. It's fine. Other than Burning the Mirror, the companion thing, I'm not sure. Those are the two that really come to mind. There may be some others that we run into, though. Infect, maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Barrette and Forge Tender theoretically keeps us in the game. Yeah, technically not dead still, so we'll keep playing. By the way, that was the... I already have a copy of Ornithopter in place. That was the second copy of Ornithopter also. Oh, they also just play Fatal Push in their deck. Nice. All right. You got it. I'm sure that's also a one of. Fairly certain. Okay, well, that was pretty unfortunate. That really sucks, because this matchup is not particularly good, so losing a game like that is pretty tilting. Pretty tilting. But what can you do? All right, well, I like the skills. Ornithopter's mostly terrible, in my opinion. So last time I cut like a couple Pure Steels, I brought in Spell Pierces. All these should be in the deck. There's like no way that cutting these is right. I'm curious about the Outfitter, but I think I'm going to leave it in. I'm not certain about the Kaldra plan here, but Sword's insane. I know that, so we're gonna keep Lurrus in our deck. Lurrus is also good with like the Sanctifiers and stuff like that. I may also want Pithing Needle for Engineered Explosives. In fact, I think I do. If you just cut the Outfitter. I'm also not sold on Kaldra Complete, but if we get this into play, it's going to be a problem for them, to say the least. How have I been liking the one Outfitter? We're just trying it today, so I can't really answer that question quite yet. But I mean, it's very commonplace now. Will Kruger just top forward the challenge this weekend with 2 in Black-White Hammer. So you know, it's pretty commonplace. It's important to have the equippers in this deck. It really is. The 4 Sigarda's Aid being the only equippers is probably a little short of optimal. So you know, we may even end up playing 2 at some point, but we'll see what happens. I'm kind of debating between it and the Kaldra. I'm just not convinced we're going to be able to land the Kaldra, but I guess if we go exactly Forge Tender into Stoneforge, we can maybe do it through some interaction. That also needs to dodge Hand Hate, though. Is this card just garbage in this matchup? You know, I'm not confident that card's good. I'm just going to bring the Outfitter in, because I know this card will have some text. Even if it's just a 2/2, it'll do something, right? I will say it is terrible, though, against Dress Down. You know, I lied. Because of Dress Down, let's do this. I would. I really like this card, but if they have a Hand 8 spell, we kind of just lose. Choosing not to support Arena because Alchemy cards automatically replace Historic cards. Yeah, that is pretty unfortunate. Some of the Alchemy cards did just... Some of them were really busted. I know playing the Mono White Monument deck that Ford... I'm going to mulligan this. Yeah, this hand's awesome. I'm going to lead on this. We're just going to get rid of this for now. Go to main, play Esper Sentinel, your turn. Go. Awkwardly enough, Core Outfitter would have looked really good in this hand. So what, are they leaving up a Fatal Push, potentially? Potentially. Let's attack. Boom. Okay. So they're just shocking because of Death Shadow, I guess. Forge Tender. May as well play this too, honestly, and just probably get the Shadow Spear. So I have to move to Moto. Yeah, no, I don't blame you. Alchemy, I was at first pretty upset they did it, and now I'm pretty indifferent because I just haven't had to play Historic or Alchemy, if I'm being honest. But I definitely get the frustration because I liked... See, the Alchemy should have just been its own thing, in my opinion. They shouldn't have let those cards be legal in Historic. I wanted 3 just very different formats. When I found out that they added Alchemy to Historic, I wasn't a huge fan of that. And I'm still not a huge fan of that because I really feel like they should be separate identities. But, you know, whatever. I'm going to do this. I'm just going to go get the sword here. Sword's just, like, so good. Again, they also cannot counter this with Drown at the moment, so I'm pretty happy to just go get a sword, play the sword, and try to get going with sword here. Sure. You have a Scalding Tarn. You've done it. Not very good draws on my part at all. I'll tell you what. Combat. Hit you for 2. Maybe I'm not actually supposed to attack for 2 there because now they can get a Shadow into play. Not 100% sure on that. Maybe I was never supposed to attack until getting the sword on a creature. I really don't know. We'll see what happens. Fatal Push. Sure. Sure. Man. Really bad draws this game. All I've drawn are lands. I only have drawn a single spell, actually. Yeah, because we had all 4. We had 3 lands and these 4 in our opener, so it's going to be an annoying loss to Shadow for sure. Game 1 was complete garbage, them just hitting a 1%er approximately. It was like a 5%er, but it was still absolutely absurd. And that's just the Ornithopter alone. If we consider that they found their one of Caligon's Command 2, it probably was a 1%er. Or less. I should have equipped, but we'll make them sweat, I guess. That makes sense. Yeah, no, I was a big fan of Historic too. I can certainly understand the frustration, believe me. It has been terminated. So they, like, certainly have a Drown. The way they played this, or at least they're bluffing that they have it. Logie, sorry about Nightbot, by the way. I thought I got rid of Nightbot. I'm a little confused why it's still doing its thing. I got rid of it as a moderator. I guess maybe I have to do something in addition to that. Sure. Yep. Time to get bodied by this Shadow, unfortunately. Just gave me a warning. It sure did. Oh, yeah. No, I wasn't. I knew it was coming. Oh, okay, Matt. Okay. So it'll still say the stuff, but it won't do anything. Gotcha. Merry late Christmas to you, too, good dude. Merry Christmas to you as well. Did you have a nice holiday? For now, I'm just going to hold my cards. We can maybe try setting up a double spell or something. Again, I'm like pretty sure that they just have a drown, so I'm not playing into it. It's not going to end up being relevant. We've just drawn too badly this game. Not only have I drawn 5 lands, they also are not Ink Moths or Sagas, so pretty unfortunate for me. What can you do, though? We got incredibly unfortunate to lose game 1. This game, maybe we could have done some stuff different, but yeah, I mean, this is rough. This matchup is very tough for Hammer. It really is. There's a reason Shadow keeps winning tournaments every week. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, I mean, still have nothing going on, so I'm just going to continue to do nothing. Soundbar for your TV? That's sick. That is sick. Oh, brother. I guess literally the only way I can win this game is start here and then pray. Pray that my opponent counters this with the drown, which they almost certainly won't. Yep. And then play... God, now I don't even... The problem is I kind of just like have to do this, I think. Play this, watch it get countered, probably just concede game at that point. Not 100% dead, but basically dead. I was also considering, instead of a Lurrus in this deck, sort of Light and Shadow would be pretty interesting in this deck as well, which I will try in the future. Yeah, you know, I've just had enough of this game. That's enough of this. I feel like we're wasting our time. All right, 1-1 with the Yikes 61 card special here. For those that are just tuning in, I accidentally registered 61, so here we are. We're playing 61 card Hammer. Forgot to... I knew the cards I wanted to add to the list, and I forgot that I only cut 1 card and needed to cut 2. Which I suppose would probably be one of the main deck sanctifiers. I'd put that over on the side, I think is how I would change this deck. Because I do want to keep trying the Outfitter. I'm not sure if it would be in the board or the main, Teddy. I'm not sure. I think I would... when I try it, I'm probably going to put it in the main deck. Just because of the popularity of Shadow. And I think it's quite good against Shadow. It's also good, like, if we... It'd be kind of funny if we play it and Lurrus, because we can recur Lurrus with it, which is pretty sick. We may be getting a little wild with the configuration of the deck, but that's okay. It's you know, fun to try stuff. No matter what, Hammer's a good deck. It's just, you know, are these like silly little jukes worth it? And I think, like I said, the Sword of Fire and Ice has been an absolute MVP. If our opponent wouldn't have hit Ornithopter, they lost game 1. Still, that's an unfortunate hand, huh? We're gonna mull this. Alright, this one is not very good either. Ooh, we're going to mull this as well. Alright, well, we can at least keep this one. I think I have to get rid of Esper Sentinel. Excuse me. Probably Springleaf Drum. I'm just going to try playing a pro-red creature and hoping it's good enough, I think. Some argument to get rid of Ink Moth as well. But I think this is going to be best. Oh, looks like Rhinos, potentially. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, interesting, Logan. Okay. Okay. The Giver of Runes is interesting. 4 Forge Tender main. That makes sense. The 4 Forge Tenders are gross. We'll have to edit some of those changes too. Yeah, he crushed with this list, man. It was pretty sick. Lonely Sandbar. Interesting. Okay. That's true, good dude. Now you can play with your girl Avison. You're not wrong. Yeah, no 61 card special in the dump. It is a real bummer. All right, well, we're about to just punch our opponent in the face for 11. Hammertime. Yes, I would. I could, I guess, kill the Wren, but I think I'd rather just go face here. They do, however, have a Lonely Sandbar to keep cycling. I have lethal next turn anyway. Maybe I just kill this Wren just in case something goes wrong. You know what? Let's be safe. Let's kill the Wren. Link should be allowed now, I think. Ooh, nice. Yeah, like I was saying, the leak is good against Yawgmoth. It may have use in other matchups too, but too easy. Think I'm gonna go Wren just because I'm afraid of like Brazen Borrower or something stupid. Because I have lethal next turn, let's just take this safe. God dang it, Matt. It's funny. All right, Steel Shaper's Gift. Let's get the other hammer. Let's see if we can kill our opponent here. I would like to attack. Matt has had enough of Nightbot. He hates Nightbot. Ice Fang Cotil. Okay. You may block. They do not have 3 other snow permanents, so this does not have Death Touch, which is good. Let's leave the hammer in hand for now. Can make Inkmoth a lethal attacker in the future as well. Ink Moth and attack with 2 lethal threats. Is there any world where they're playing Cryptic Command? If they're playing Cryptic, I may just want to go to combat here, swing 11, and see what they do. It's bad against another Ice Fang Codal, though. Huh. Interesting stuff. I have this suspicion that there's a Cryptic Command in their hand. But I guess if they have Cryptic, they're just like going to go bounce draw. Alright, let's go for this. Fire it up. Fire this up, see what happens. Okay, attack. Make a 1-1. Okay. Unless they have a literal unsummon effect, they're going to die here. Because I can sack Forge Tender to protect Ink Moth from a red burn spell, so... Sure, hammer. Do this. If they have a red burn spell, I sack Forge Tender and save it. Yeah. Alright, nice. Huzzah, Beretan Forge Tender. Spell Pierce feels like it's going to be good. Same with Skill. Sword of Fire and Ice, still definitely good. Kaldra Complete, fine as well. So we want all that. Maybe I just don't want Envex. Maybe we just want the Forge Tenders here. That seems reasonable to me. And I just cut all the Ornithopters again. Very disinterested in that. I think this is what we want it to look like here. Still going to randomly keep this Lurrus. It could be really good with the Forge Tenders, so... Wait, am I actually... Now it says my main deck's 60. Was something just wrong before? The heck is going on? It did say I had 61 cards, I swear. In that one game. But submitting... I don't know, man. I have no idea. Whatever. The 61 versus 60 thing is pretty irrelevant anyway. The forges have been tended to. They sure have. Not this game, Logie. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. That's really weird. I don't even know how that can happen. What do we think of this? This hand is medium as all heck. We're going to mulligan. That's what we think of this. All right, this one is gas. We're keeping this. Just going to get rid of the hammer for now, I think. Could get rid of the Steel Shaper's Gift, too, I guess. But I think I'd rather get rid of hammer, because this could get sword, which could be relevant. I like all my land drops here, I think. Alright, let's see what this guy does here. I'm probably not going to play this on turn 1. We're going to leave up Spell Pierce for Ren. I'm going to play this on turn 2. Because Ren getting into play would be a real annoyance. Not worth me drawing a card. Well, okay, that's interesting. I still think I want to have Spell Pierce Ren up here, though, so I'm just going to pass this turn. You can play this next turn or play this next turn, depending. Probably this. I don't know, Zyphon, I don't know. I guess, like, really examining this hand, the answer is kind of no, right? Because Saga can go get Hammer, which we could then equip, which is certainly better than being... Well, but the gift does let us get Sword, so it's kind of interesting. Because I do like having access to Sword. More copies of Sword. We kind of have, like, 6 with all the Stone Forges and stuff. Oh, man, this Spell Pierce is going to be good. Woo-wee! Ooh-wee, Spell Pierce. Looks better than Mana Leak here. That is just filthy and nasty and disgusting. Just all of the above. Get out of here with this. You don't need that. You don't need Ren. Get it out of here. Oh, baby. All right, well, Pure Steel's just straight gas. I'm going to play both my 1-drops here. Got him with the old Spell Pierce. The old Spell Pierce your Ren. Been doing that a lot in this format. Play Spell Pierce in Shadow, too. It's a good feeling when somebody just tries slamming a Ren on the play and gets Spell Pierced. What is this going to be? EE on 1. Okay. Sure, I'll take a card. So now we're just dead even on this exchange. Let's get that attack in, I think. Not very good draws here for me, but that's fine, I guess. Do want to get the Saga going. And then I'm just going to play the Pure Steel here. If they can kill it, they can kill it. Not the end of the world. I think. I guess I could just Steel Shaper's Gift as well. Problem is, Steel Shaper's... Do I want to play this if I can't get any value off it? I mean, I will get value off the Saga soon, so yeah, I guess I'm going to play this. Boom. There it is. They'll pop their EE, I assume. All that is fine. Kabang. Sure thing. Sure thing, opponent. Time to start making constructs and then get a sword pretty soon. Draw 2. Okay. Sounds good to me. Sure. Sure. Kill my guy, I assume. Sure. Fine and dandy. Better than a thing I can't play, I guess. Always yield. Actually, no, I'm not always going to yield. That's fine. Let's just move on with our lives. Play this, fetch planes. Play Shadow Spear, say go is going to be my line here. Just going to keep waiting on this. I'd rather make my construct bigger. don't know. Maybe it's good. Doesn't seem amazing on the current board, but if he has a land and a bolt, it's pretty good. Yeah. All right. Got to shock a red source, right? Okay. I'm going to make a guy. I'm going to kill Jace. Seemed like a pretty weak usage of Jace. There's no way I can net a mana here, so I may as well just make a construct, I guess. 3 in a row. Yeah. Yeah, that's been a little rough, but I think we're okay here. Saga is going to do good work for us, hopefully. I mean, do I go get the hammer? I'm certainly going to activate this. No question about that. Activate this. Do this. Do I like a Springleaf Drum? Does that even matter? Does a drum matter? Not really. I have plenty of lands, so I think we want hammer. The only upside to a drum is that later I could draw Lurrus and replay a 2-drop, but I've already got good 1-drops to play, so excuse me, let's just get a hammer into play. Play this, fetch. Just going to deploy my hand. Gift, go get sword. I guess had I gotten drum, I would have been able to play and equip sword, which could have been good, but see you later, Jace. Goodbye, Jace. Your one brainstorm was enough for me. Was enough for me. Can the teamer control player beat a couple of 5/5s? Yeah, Zach, it is fairly unlikely that it would matter, I think. Oh, that was a really good draw. I'm just like going to play both of these, I think. Let's cast this first. If they want to interact with a non-creature spell, they're going to need to pay extra mana now. And then I have to debate if I want to play this or equip this. Playing this is almost the same thing. Let's just play this. Opponent, like, has to counter this. Sure. They have to go bounce, counter, pay a mana. I still draw a card. Okay. Fine indeed.